episode, our guests talked about where they have been in 2019. So I think you all really enjoyed traveling around China and been to China many times. Amy, you went to Foshan and Zhongshan, right? So do you know about the two famous persons before you go there?
Yes, I did. So when it comes to Foshan, I am a huge Kung Fu movie and Kung Fu nerd. And actually, Foshan is the hometown of Ip Man himself. But that's not the only historical figure that comes from Foshan. Bruce Lee also comes from Foshan. And
I love Bruce Lee.
And actually in Foshan they have the world's tallest Bruce Lee statue.
Did you get a photo?
Of course I did!
So, and you went to Macau. How was Macau?
Macau is awesome. Just so many different cultural influences in Macau.
So do you also feel like Macau is very combination of history and modern? How do you feel about that?
It was really interesting. I remember talking to one of the security guards and he was I think he was Portuguese and he was speaking Cantonese, Mandarin, English, and it was just like such an awesome moment.
And actually, do you know that this is actually the 20th year of Macau coming back to China?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So that's why it has a combination of the Portuguese history there. Yeah, Beck, you also went to Beijing, you mentioned. You must went to the Great Wall.
And I remember it was like snowing at this point and I had like heaps of layers on and a backpack and we decided to climb up the whole time. So it took us maybe like an hour, 2 hours, and we stopped along the way and had like tea at these like stools. It was just so cool.
And an interesting fact, you can't actually see the Great Wall of China from...
Yeah, they say this all the time.
I have to say that I feel history is probably not the most favorite for many of the young people now, but I feel you guys know a lot about Chinese history. Maybe you can share with us one of your most interested Chinese history story.
Well, recently this year I've been really getting into the history of the Silk Road, both the inland route but also the maritime Silk Roads. I don't know, many people haven't even heard of this city of Quanzhou, but about 1,000 years ago it actually used to be the starting point of the maritime Silk Road and like one of the biggest and most important ports in the world. And actually Marco Polo came to Quanzhou and described it as like the Alexandria of the East and one of the best havens in the world for commerce. And I really love this city of Quanzhou because it has so much history, because it wasn't just a place where like China met the world, but where the world met China, and you've got so many like cultural influences there. Like you can go to, you know, mosques, churches, Buddhist temples. I was actually at one Buddhist temple called Kaiyuan. It's Kaiyuan Temple, and at Kaiyuan Temple, which is a Buddhist site, there are actually Hindu inscriptions and Hindu carvings in the Buddhist temple, and I just loved how it was so welcoming of foreign religions, and I think it's a place that is worth being remembered.
So how about you, Max? Any interesting historical stories?
Oh, well, funny you should ask that actually. So basically I've become infatuated with Chinese mythology. His name was Hou Yi, and so Hou Yi was actually a really talented archer back in the day, and the story goes like this. So there used to be 10 suns in China. So as you can imagine, having 10 suns in the sky, it would be unbearably hot. And what this man did, Hou Yi, is he actually got out his bow and arrow. He looked at the 9 suns, he goes, 10 suns, sorry. And he just shoots down 9. Just that easy. He's just like, wachoo, 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 wachoo. So 9 suns all come down. So he was a man that was for the people. And it's just a bit of interesting mythology.
Wow, Max, I think you really do know quite a lot Chinese story.
Is he real?
But I have to say, this is only myth. It's not real in history.
How embarrassing.
5,000 years is really long history, and many Chinese people, like for us, we couldn't even remember this that accurate and a lot. And you guys know so many. So you really make me it makes me feel like history is a forte, it's not actually a burden. I'm really suggesting all of you could maybe travel to more places with Chinese history, like Xi'an, with the terracotta wara. And I really hope you can make more history vlogs, to share to more people about Chinese history. So I think that's all for today. All right, bye.